So, hey, someone asked me, I can't remember your name, viewer, subscriber, but asked me how to make the coffee spray that I use on my dreadlocks. Um, so basically, as you saw, what I just showed you, I just took a coffee grinds because my husband drinks coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I asked him if he can leave the coffee grinds behind for me instead of throwing them out. So I'd basically take the coffee grinds that are in the filter and sit it on top of a cup that fits the lip of the filter, and pour it through there. And then I have my coffee I can use. Some people like to heat it up, make it warm. Some people like it cool on the scalp. Um, Sometimes I heat it up, but if I'm not feeling like heating it up, I just use it as is. And I spritz my dreads on with it when it feels dry. I thought about adding aloe vera gel to the coffee spray. I haven't done that yet, but I want to process the aloe vera gel. Let me take my sweater off. I'm getting warm. I want to actually process the aloe vera gel that I made yesterday a lot better through the blender, and I gotta wait till everybody's awake, so I don't want to make too much noise. But yeah, that's what I want to do, is process it through the blender so that it's more of a liquidy consistency, instead of just putting it in a spray bottle and it has chunks in it and then it gets stuck in the sprayer part. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I feel like that would probably be a good combination, aloe and coffee, because the aloe is really great at replenishing moisture into the hair, it feels like, for me. Yesterday when I did that, you might as well call it a hair mask. I just coated my hair, all of my hair, with tons of that aloe vera gel, and it feels good afterwards. After I did it, I rinsed my hair out with warm water, and then I washed it with some that Cantu soap shampoo. I don't think I want to do that next time. I just leave it on, just rinse it out with warm water. Something was telling me to do that, but I didn't listen. But and then from the response I got from you guys, one woman had responded saying that she uses the aloe every day on her locks, and I might even try that. I feel like I need to process it more, because you can't see it now, but after I rinsed it out and washed my dreads, I had bits and pieces of aloe in there, like I said I probably would, because I did mix it up, to where it's like a liquidy consistency. So that's no big deal. I pulled out whatever bits I saw in there, and whatever I couldn't, I kind of massaged it in there. The little clumps of aloe, I massaged it in to my scalp and into my dread. Oh my God, my dreads feel soft. And look how light they are. They're just like light. I love it. Yeah, because after I did that, I washed it and all that, and then I ended up, once my dreads were damp, I ended up putting this concoction that I've been using, oil base. It's because I ran out of oils, so I use canola oil mixed with cinnamon, not cinnamon, mixed with vanilla extract and a little bit of peppermint extract. I don't have the oils, but I have the extracts. So I shake it up, and then I apply that onto my hair and scalp, along with wild growth hair oil and Jamaican lime and Jamaican black Jamaican black castor oil with amla. It's just a long title. But yeah, my hair feels really soft. Look at that. I can't show you really that well how soft it feels. It's just really bendy too. So I like the aloe vera, and it does seem like it'll be safe to use every day. So the coffee rinse, basically all I do, see, I've got this in here. You can do a straight up coffee rinse where you have coffee in a bowl, a big bowl, and just pour it over your head if you want a ton of it. If you just want a little bit of it, get yourself a towel. If you don't want to be totally drenched in it, you could do it that way. And also, you can drench your hair in it using a spray bottle. It's all about a matter of preference. Some people think the spray bottle is neater. Um, Either way, you're gonna get wet. So that's all I'm doing, just spraying my dreads down with the coffee. That's all that's in here is just coffee. But yeah, that's like I said. I wanna. If anybody's tried this, let me know. If you've added aloe vera gel to your coffee hairspray that you use for your dreads, let me know. I'd be curious to find out who's doing that, because spraying it on, I've been doing that like every day. I spray it on my hair, and it seems like it keeps my hair, my dreads feeling soft and not brittle. And when your dreads get brittle, they break off. So it's good to keep that moisture going. Not that your hair's got to be soppy wet like a jerry curl or something like that, but keeping this type of hair moisturized is really important. A lot of people don't want to put water on their hair or their dreads every day. Do what works for you. I mean, this has been working for me by doing this, like in the beginning of the day and in the middle of the day, I spritz it a little bit. Some people like to seal the moisture in with some sort of oil. It depends on how dry my hair feels. If it doesn't feel extremely dry and brittle or anything like that, then I won't seal it in with the oil. But if it does feel that way, then I will. And right now it feels very soft. It feels cottony soft, especially up at the new growth. And I've got a crap load of new growth, and I love it. Because the new growth, what it does, it just locks up and turns into a lock. This used to be new growth, and look at those little tiny ones. Yep. And that's why a lot of times I like to keep my hair up when I'm doing things and out of the way instead of just out and about, because it's fragile. Once my hair gets longer, it's even more fragile to breaking. You know what I mean? Because it gets caught somewhere or something like that, snagged or whatever. So basically, I like to keep it protected when I'm doing things like around the house, housework and things like that. But a lot of the times when I'm needing my hair to dry out, I just let it, don't put it up in a bun or anything, just let it air dry. And that's what I do. So yeah, a little bit of this goes a long way with my hair, this coffee. And whatever you have left over, you can put it in the fridge to keep it fresh. If I don't get to all of this right away and I left it out, it's not going to be horribly bad, okay? It's not going to smell bad, really bad, but to keep it fresh, you can put it in the refrigerator. I use it so much that it's not going to be around too long. And sometimes I like to use coffee to dye fabric and paper, actually. So it's multi-purpose for me. Yeah, the person who asked the question about the coffee, if you can use instant coffee, yeah, you can use instant coffee. It's coffee. This coffee, actually, that I'm using is freshly ground coffee from coffee beans that have been ground up. Might be a better quality when you use that type of coffee. So, but what it's going to do is going to stimulate your scalp, and it's going to promote hair growth, and it's going to keep your hair from shedding and stop hair fall. Shedding and hair fall. Hair fall is basically hair loss. When your hair comes out in trunks and shit, you're losing your hair. Hair shedding is just bits and pieces of hair coming off. That's shedding. You will notice that a lot with loose hair. It can be like that, where it sheds a lot. When you comb it, you look at your comb and there's hair in there. If there's a ton of hair in there, then there's a problem. There's a little bit in there, then there's no problem. The reason why I decided that I wanted to have dreadlocks in the first place is because I noticed when you comb your hair, the hair that comes in, that's in your comb, it's like, why should I do that? I'll just let my hair do its natural thing and not have to comb it and have all these hairs coming out. You know, I felt like for me the comb was damaging, no matter how I used it when I had loose hair. It was damaging for me. I wasn't supposed to be doing this. Because what happens is every time I comb my hair, we revert back to the same way. And it made no sense, and it seemed counterproductive to keep doing that, to keep combing my hair and thinking that it's going to stay that way. The only way the hair will stay in a certain way when it's loose is when I had it braided, when I would braid my hair. And I didn't even really like the tension when I would braid my hair on my scalp. It's not like I was braiding it tight either. Put a little bit more right up in here. Right up in my hairline and up in the front is where it gets the driest as far as my dreads. And in the back where I have the little fro of new growth. Let me show if I can show you. I'm getting coffee everywhere. But yeah, here it is back here. I don't have the greatest of lighting in here, so forgive me. And I'm not a loctician, I'm not a beautician or anything of that nature. I'm just somebody who has found things that seem to be working for my hair. So find what works, and if it works for you, stick with it. If it doesn't work, don't stick with it. I'm not here to encourage people to do exactly what I'm doing, because your freeform dreadlock journey is going to be different than mine. Each person's freeform dreadlock journey is different. So don't let anybody tell you any differently, because it is. So yeah, I do like that aloe vera. It's really nice. It's made my hair feel really soft. I thought that after I washed it out, rinsed it and washed it out, that I wouldn't feel any benefits of it, but I still do. It kind of is like the rice water in that way, where even if you wash the rice water out, it still has that lingering nutrients it left behind, it feels like. Because, yeah. And even from the rice water treatment I did this month, I still feel that. So, keeping your scalp from getting dry, keeping your ends from getting dry, your dreadlocks just in general from being extremely dry, will keep them from breaking off and keep them growing as long as you want it to grow. Some people say, oh, I'm just in it to have healthy hair. Me too. But I do like the look of how it's gotten longer, and to me, it shows to me how patient I've been and more connected to this spiritual path of having freeform dreadlocks. Not everybody sees freeform dreadlocks as being a spiritual path, but I do. And you don't have to. You know, if you just like having your hair in freeform dreadlocks because it's easier to take care of your type of hair, then that's your journey, and there's no judgment involved. But I know that as the years have gone by, I've had these dreadlocks for over 24 years. It'll be 25 years coming in July of this year. So having them for this long, I realized that you got to do what works. And what works for you may not work for everyone who has freeform dreadlocks. I just think that there's so many people popping up on the scene with freeform dreadlocks and acting like they're the authority on it. And the only person you have authority over is yourself and your own head of hair and how it works and how you do it. There's a lot of photos on Instagram of people with dreadlocks, and some people saying they have freeform dreadlocks, some saying they have whatever kind of locks, manicured locks. There's so many locks out there that people choose to create on their hair. But I feel like, for me, the best type of dreadlocks is the ones that's coming naturally out of my scalp that I don't have to form. It's just amazing. Like my new growth. This is what my new growth is doing. It's like, it's growing. It starts off as this little nubby thing and then turns into this. And if it wants to, it'll join into the bigger ones. And I think that's a beautiful process going on there. So anyway, I hope that answers all your questions that you have about the aloe rinse, how that worked for me. This is the next day of the aloe rinse, and also answering a viewer subscriber's question about the coffee rinse and can you use instant coffee. Yes, you can use instant coffee. I just use the coffee that's freshly ground from coffee beans, because that's what my husband drinks. He drinks that kind of coffee. he doesn't like instant coffee. He prefers the coffee being ground coffee. So that's what I've been using, and it's nice. And your hair smells like coffee. If you like coffee, if you like the smell of coffee, then if you don't like the smell of coffee, there's other things you can use that are just as nutritive as coffee rinses. So do your research, look up things, buy some herb books also. That's really a good investment in your time. Buy some herb books, and that gives you ideas of what herbs are good for your hair and scalp. And I've done a lot of videos in the past that you can look back on where I use rosemary, and rosemary is really good for your hair and scalp. Sage, all kinds of different herbs I've talked about on this channel. Also as good as black tea as well on your dreads and your scalp. So feel free to peruse the videos that I have here already regarding freeform dreadlocks, and I hope you're having a fun journey with your freeform dreadlocks. So with that said, thanks so much for joining me. You can subscribe to this channel if you like. You can donate to this channel through my PayPal, Google Pay, or Cash App. And in exchange for your donation, I'll create a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork for you, or I'll create a video based on a topic of your choosing. So keep it simple with what you do with your dreads. Try to only do things that are gonna make your dreadlocks flourish. Putting a lot of heavy pomades and things like that, and gels and waxes on your hair, all the things going to do is stop the growth, because those things will definitely stunt your growth as far as your dreadlocks, because it can clog your pores. It can cause residue that'll stop the growth from continuing. So yeah, keep things as simple as possible if you can. Brightest blessings to you all, and I will see you soon.